How strong is Hisoka? Hisoka, a fan favorite in the Hunter x Hunter story, a very unique character, a very controversial character when it comes to moments in these series that are, some people find it as funny, some people find it as very disturbing, and has been showcased in many battles. But how strong is his actual character when it comes to the series of Hunter x Hunter? It's very tough to tell, because I remember what Morel said in the Chimera Ant when he said that Nen, like, it doesn't really matter who's stronger than who in Hunter, like when talking about Nen battles, because like it's a lot of strategy and a lot of crazy stuff you have to go through. So it's definitely tough to tell how strong Hunter x Hunter characters are, but I'll try to do my best when observing their powers and see where they are when it comes to how strong is they. Now, the first sign of Hisoka being a very powerful character is when we found out that he actually killed the Hunter examiner before the actual Hunter exam, like a year before that. And during the Hunter exam, he actually kills another Hunter. So like, it just showcased that Hisoka was way above, leagues above all the other people who were trying out for the Hunter exam, other than probably Illumi. So that's just crazy there. And we seen Killua after the Hunter exam. He said that Hisoka was over here. Then he had Hanzo right there. Then he had Killua right after Hanzo. Then he had a huge gap to Gon. So to showcase how strong Hisoka was compared to the rest of the people actually joining in the Hunter exam. Also, we got to talk about other things in the Hunter exam. It was shown to let Gon survive because of his potential. So we know Hisoka likes seeing people grow stronger and stronger. And he really wanted to kill Netero because Netero was so unguarded to Hisoka. That kind of seems like Netero was like thinking Hisoka was no challenge, so he didn't have to be guarded against him, which is very crazy. But as we've seen, Netero is a very powerful character. In the Chimera Ant arc, he was lit. Now, a fight in Heaven's Arena I quickly want to talk about is Hisoka versus Castro. And Hisoka actually let Castro live a fight before because of his potential, kind of like what he did with Gon. But Castro came back and he tried to be better in other Nen components. Like he tried to be a better transmuter or conjurer, even though he was an enhancer. And that really messed him up in the actual fight. Hisoka used his brain, his smarts, and it seemed like Castro had the advantage with his double, but Hisoka slowly outsmarted him. He showcased the damage you could see on the double, you can't really see on him. Like, it's crazy stuff happened in that battle, and he antagonized him to get him so angry and pissed off, which made him really fight out of character, and Hisoka pretty much ended him off easily. Now, the Hisoka versus Gon fight in Heaven's Arena, I don't really want to talk about it because it was such a huge gap, but the thing that was kind of cool is Gon returned the punch he got from Hisoka in the Hunter exam, though he did lose by TKO, and Hisoka did say that next time they fight, he wants no rules. So I will have a whole video on Hisoka and Gon in the future. That's going to be very crazy, so stay tuned for that. Now, a lot of people were kind of disappointed in Hisoka in the Greed Island arc, which kind of surprises me when he was going against Razor in the dodgeball tournament. And let's be honest here, he did have 10 broken fingers, but Hisoka was never the macho using his physical prowess. So I definitely feel like Razor is that guy where he uses his physical prowess, how strong he was when it comes to physical power. But at the end, we saw Hisoka did one-up Razor by getting him out the arena. Now, in an actual fight, Razor Hisoka, I'll talk about who I think was stronger at the end of the video, definitely. And a quick thing I want to talk about is Hisoka versus Goto. It was actually kind of surprising how strong Goto was in this fight. I thought he was just a regular butler, but he showed his Nen capabilities. It was very impressive, and I think I shouldn't have been surprised because he is a part of the Zodiac family, though Hisoka did end him off with using, again, he's pretty smart. Hisoka's a smart character, and we've seen this from his past. If you guys didn't know, there's a flashback of Hisoka. Minor spoiler warning if you really didn't know about it, but like Hisoka as a quick youngin, he was a quick learner. He learned Nen so fast. He learned other people's abilities so fast. In the Hunter exam, remember when he caught those two things that the other Hunter threw at him, the two knives, like so easily, and started doing exactly what he was doing? Hisoka is a quick learner, a battle genius. Now, a quick little thing I want to talk about that very interested me. Yes, this was so interesting to me was when Hisoka was rating the people during the Hunter election arc, and he started rating the Zodiacs, and there was Pion who he gave a 75, Kanzai, the loud Kanzai, he gave it 85, Ginta, he gave a 90, but Illuma came out of nowhere and he gave a 95. Now, does this say that the Illumi is stronger than 3 of the Zodiacs? Or is this, I personally feel like it's just counting their actual physical power, because I don't know how you can actually judge their Nen. Hisoka never really showcased that. So I don't think that just because Pion had a 75, Kanzai had an 85, and Ginta had a 90, they're weaker. They're still got to see more of their powers and abilities. But that's crazy because Hisoka was surprised when he saw a 95, so it kind of showcased that Hisoka is probably around the same level as Illumi, just my guess. And finally, what you guys are probably probably all wait for me to talk about the Hisoka versus Chrollo fight. But if I talk about the Hisoka versus Chrollo fight, we will be here for 3 hours because this fight was so complicated. Honestly, I think it's the most complicated fight I've witnessed in the Hunter x Hunter series. I had to reread this fight so many times. Like, it showcased that, yes, Hisoka was defeated at the end, but in a different environment. I want to see these two fight again, where like, cause it was a lot of, this battle was more environmental rather than we actually see the full power of Chrollo and Hisoka. So this, I don't feel like both these characters went all out, but Chrollo did defeat Hisoka with pretty much ease. He didn't really have any damage. So just a thing that you should think about. Now, something that is very interesting I want to talk about really quickly is Hisoka is said in the data book. There's a data book from Hunter x Hunter. I don't know how authentic this data book is, but in the data book it said that Hisoka is weaker than Bisky. Bisky's a 26, he's a 24, and it said that he's the same level as Razor, but he's one level weaker than Chrollo. Now I don't know how I don't know how authentic this data book is. Now, I'm not underestimating Bisky because she's a very old hunter. She knew that Jing was a top 5 Nen user. It's definitely something that we should look at and think, okay, Bisky is a very powerful character. But the fact that Chrollo was also weaker than Bisky, and Chrollo was fighting Zeno and Silva. Now, they didn't really go all out, but still, I feel like Chrollo was a very impressive character. I think that we have to see, maybe we haven't seen all from Bisky. We know her huge monster form, but Hisoka, weaker than Bisky in this data book, same as Razor. I actually feel like Hisoka hasn't showcased his full power, but if I'm looking at the data book, you have to say he's the same level as Razor, weaker than Chrollo. You would have to say this. But for me right now, I think Hisoka is actually stronger than what is in the data book. It's just a guess, but if I'm wrong, please in the comment section put it down there. Now, I'm not a Hisoka fanboy. I don't really care like when it comes to judging how strong someone is about if I like the character or not. Like, I love Leo Rio, and he's one of the weakest characters in Hunter x Hunter, no offense. So definitely crazy video. Hisoka around the same level as Illumi, you could say, and he wants to fight the stronger and the strongest. So in the final ends of the series, Hisoka will definitely be one of the strongest characters in the story. I just want to see him grow stronger and stronger as he goes through these battles. We know he's hunting down the Phantom Troopers, so it's going to be very lit. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Hisoka and his power? How strong do you think Hisoka is when it comes to Hunter x Hunter Nen? It really is not about who's stronger than who's, about who's like able to use their Nen better and be smarter in a strategic battle. So crazy stuff talking about this. Like and share if you enjoyed. Like and share only if you enjoyed. And subscribe for more Hunter x Hunter content. I'm NenMac and I'm gone.